don't know.
Today we're gonna sand the toy box so that we can paint it a different color.
Okay.
Yeah. Take off all the hardware. That way we can paint behind it, and then it'll look nice and clean all the way around when you put it back on.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
Pulling it all off.
It's coming up.
Alright, you'll grab it when it comes off. It's all back on, Corvin.
Okay. I'm just gonna pull it down. Moving.
Yeah, because you're moving it. More on this side. Alright, you want to grab it with the last screw? Oh, grab the handle. There we go. Okay. Okay.
Whoa, this came off.
Okay, let's take this outside and we'll sand it.
Yeah.
Okay, so the reason I'm sanding this outside is so the dust doesn't all collect inside and makes a whole lot bigger mess. It's always much better to do sanding outside when you can. So it's actually nice fall weather right now, so it's perfect. It's not too hot, not too cold. It's great for sanding. Let's do this. All right, so since all we're doing is trying to just give a new coat over top, we don't have to go down and take away all of the original stain. We just need to make it a little bit gritty enough that the paint will grab. Otherwise, it'll peel right up real easily. It won't last long. You also want to be careful when you're going along the edges to make sure you don't take too much off, because that's where it will easily pull up the reveal, anything that's on top. Alright, there's the lid. That's it. Now for some smaller parts, like on the inside of this guy, I don't really want to use the orbital sander for this. It's really going to mess it up. It's already taking quite a bit off of the top here. So I'm actually going to just take some hand sandpaper and just do it by hand, because really all it needs is to be scuffed up just a little bit. Okay, so before we get going, I'm actually going to tape right along the inside here, because I don't want to actually paint the inside of the box. I just want to paint the outside. So I'm going to put painter's tape all around the edge, so we end up with a nice clean edge. Anytime you can find a way to do projects with your family, particularly with your kids, they will eat it up, and it can be a great bonding experience. Right, Corvin?
Right.
Right.
I'm just gonna eat the whole thing.
You're gonna eat the whole thing. What? So when I'm doing projects like this, I have to be careful. I am a perfectionist, so I can take it too far. I have to hold myself back sometimes and be like, okay,
Daddy,
it's good enough.
do you need more paint?
Because this is such a dark stain that's on here, we're inevitably gonna have to do 2 coats. So that's why I'm not worried so much about the fact that we're using just paint brushes. Normally I would try and use a roller. It's going to get a much more even coat all the way across the surface. So for the first coat, it's okay. Okay, so I don't profess to be a professional painter by any means. I picked up a few techniques from other guys that I know that are professionals. Looking at you, Phil. But otherwise, yeah, I'm not a professional. If you did notice the way I was painting though, I would try and take a good bit of paint just on the end of the brush, get it down initially, and then actually kind of slowly spread it back and forth as much as I can. And then once I'd finished the surface, I actually take just a little bit more paint and try and go over the top of the whole thing, almost in one long back and forth stroke. We'll see how well it turns out. Like I said before, a roller does a much better job. You don't have to worry about all this crazy stuff that you do with brushes, but there it is. Alright, we got our final coat on here. So now we're going to start putting the hardware back on. If you can, on the end of your drill, you want to have something that has a magnet to it. It'll help you out quite a bit. Trying to put stuff back together. Alright.
I'm going to put it on the lid.
Yep, let's get the lid. Now you see this little gap that's in here? A lot of times with hinges you will have that. They'll do that on purpose actually for the hinge, so it's not going to interfere and give you a lot of that squeaking. Let's go ahead and close it. Alright, well thank you guys for joining us. Hope you enjoyed watching us redo this big toy box. And Corvin, I'm sure, is going to love it, putting all his new toys and stuff in there. I guess they're not new toys. They're regular toys. You already know. Alright. Have a good day. If you like what you see, make sure you subscribe. Thanks.
Bye-bye.